Welcome back to another one from Advanced in Car. Today we've been working on this 2013 3-litre diesel X5. It's pretty well spec'd, but it's just come in to be modernised a bit basically. So we've given it an aftermarket reversing camera and a BMW CarPlay unit. So let's go and have a look at some of it all a bit more closely, really. Let's do that. At the back of the vehicle, obviously, with the reversing camera, we fitted our standard, let's try and stop that there we go. We fitted our standard kind of soft rubber aftermarket camera that goes in really nicely in the factory position on the grab handles of these. Standard one we use for all BMWs. We've also used it on like Jaguars and things like that. But yeah, it's a nice little camera. It's not too big, doesn't have a massive footprint on it, but ties in and looks very similar to the factory spec camera. Yeah, just gives a really nice view. So we'll go and chuck on the unit inside and have a look at everything we can see and how it all works. So the reversing camera is run into the BMW CarPlay unit, so it works through that interface. So admittedly, because it's such a well-designed system, it now works alongside the full front and rear parking system. So actually, without having to start the car up and put it into reverse, I can just press the parking button here and it'll bring on the camera. So we've got the parking sensors on the right here that will sweep in and everything, and then we've got moving guidelines. Obviously the car's not running at the moment, but they move, and you'll be able to see that all working. But yeah, so it all works basically very similar to a factory camera. And then, like I said, because that's all running through the CarPlay system, if we go into the CarPlay system, so this is then BMW's interface showing up on the screen. All CarPlay is exactly the same because it's built into the phone. Doesn't matter what it's interacting with. It could be a factory Porsche system or a different aftermarket CarPlay system like an Alpine system or something. The CarPlay itself works in exactly the same way. It's just the various controls that change slightly. So what we can do, if we go into the Prime menu, which is the actual CarPlay unit, go into settings, you can see that in here we've got the various parking options and things like that, and that's how it all works basically. So you've got full interaction with everything, but as you can see, there's not a million sub-menus in these for it to be confusing. So my phone's just connected at the moment. Once we go in, CarPlay just works as it should do really. As long as your BMW system in the background, the media is set to aux, then you'll have your sound come through your CarPlay, because the unit is basically working as an auxiliary unit that's been plugged in, if you like. So if we come out of here by pressing and holding the menu button, you can see up here that multimedia at the moment is set on auxiliary. If we were to change to radio, let's just turn the volume down. If we were to change to radio, then we're now on radio, and if I was to then go into CarPlay, we could still listen to the radio, but I could still use like navigation or something like that. So if I were to go in Google Maps, obviously because of YouTube copyright and things like that, we're not necessarily allowed to, but I can be in Google Maps. I can turn the volume up a little bit. I've got the radio on. You might be able to hear that, you might not. And so you can still do that. Or obviously, as I said, we can come out, go to multimedia, we can change it to auxiliary. We then know that we'll then be listening to music from the phone in CarPlay, and we can still use nav, and everything works as it should do. They're really nice systems, these BIMATEC systems. They go in really nicely. You can install them really tidily. Obviously BMW's come apart nicely, and everything just works as it should do. Interacts with the I-Drive system really well. I believe I'm right in saying that none of the BIMATEC systems retain the touchscreen function on the screen, which I think some people might find irritating, but really you're only going to get a grubby screen. And to be fair, the I-Drive system's so good and so fast and intuitive. You can see me flicking through here nice and quickly that actually it's really easy to use. Works a treat. So yeah, a little bit of rambling maybe, but other than that, this is a nicely updated 2013 car. Now, CarPlay, reversing camera, so working a treat. So if you've got something like this and you'd like to have the same thing fitted, get in touch, fill out the contact form and everything, give us all the information about your car. It's also good to give us some pictures of your screen here so we can get an idea of what setup you're running. And then yeah, thanks again for watching. Check out some of the socials and our other videos, and we'll see you again soon.